Welcome to the 500th episode of Convenience Matters. We've been at this almost 10 years, telling an awful lot of stories. And to celebrate the 500th episode, we thought we'd go back to the one that people ask the most questions about. And that is William Shatner. We had him on as a guest. It was our longest episode. It was our most wide-ranging episode. And it was the episode that, let's just put it this way. It appeared that he did not want to be there. It was part of the deal where he spoke at the NAC show, and we in the contract said let's also do a podcast. So big production, and he was great at the NAC show, and a little long there, and then sat down with us, and I think he was all talked out. So kind of went a little bit here and there for a bit, but then there's a moment where it changed. And if you've already listened to the podcast, listen to it again through these eyes and try to find the moment where we talked about a certain subject and you can literally hear his eyes light up and the conversation changed. This is a long podcast. It's not Joe Rogan length, but it's longer than most of our podcasts. We still had to cut out 10 minutes of just him talking about something, just talking. But besides that, that is the only edit. It is straight to tape. Take a listen, see where it all turned about. Again, he's our most popular podcast, and we thought you'd like to take another listen or a first listen. So enjoy.
You're listening to Convenience Matters, brought to you by NACS.
Welcome to Convenience Matters. My name is Jeff Lenard. We're here at the NAC show, and we're here at the closing general session. We have two amazing guests today. One of them is Hank Armour, NAC's president and CEO, and we also have a guy by the name of William Shatner.
But call me Nick.
But he is CEO. Nick. Okay.
And then we have
You can
Nick.
call me Henry.
No. Call me Nick and call you Knack.
Nick and Knack.
Nick
I
Knack.
like that.
Knick-knack.
Knick-knack.
Okay. Well,
Which
No
is
wonder
what you get
get
at
the big
convenience
bucks.
store.
Yeah, knick-knacks.
and of course, Nick is CEO of the Shatnerverse.
Hard to follow him
Yes, I
sometimes.
just did.
It's very
Cerebral. Or is it anal?
could be too. Could be.
My mother might listen to this.
So
Well, you said you're encouraging.
So I was going
Don't
down this
encourage me.
hallway, Captain Kirk, and it kind of reminded me of the back hallways on the Enterprise.
Did it really?
And I was looking
How
for the
how would you know
convenience
that?
store.
You're
Well,
living in a dream world. Doesn't
of
remind me
course.
of that at all.
Isn't
No,
life a dream
it's a-
world?
Oh, now you're into a different subject.
Yeah, all right. So, anyway, along the hallways, I was looking for the convenience store on the Enterprise. What would it have looked like?
That's a question I should ask you. I don't know. But I got to tell you that convenience stores, I've always sort of thought, neat convenience store. 7-Eleven, is that a convenience store?
Some say it is.
Who? The people at 7-Eleven.
Certainly.
But people at NAC don't.
Oh, of course we do. But that's only one little piece of it.
But yes, I understand. But that's the piece that, like, there's a 7-Eleven store on a corner near my house.
Right.
And I don't go into it really at all. I don't drink the coffee. And rarely do I need something in the middle of the night, which is what that is. It's great if you need aspirin or whatever in the middle of the night. But the convenience stores we're talking about are huge and large and really convenient for life. It isn't just convenience of getting some soap, but it's a convenience that it's a store that you could go in and not have to go to another store and when you come out.
All sorts of things. And the definition of convenience is really changing quickly.
That's what I
because
mean.
Online, you can order things,
From
get
a
them
convenience store?
delivered.
Really?
Well, in just an hour or two. But the real difference in convenience today, I think, is the immediacy. You want your cup of tea now, not an hour from now, and the human interaction. You talked a little bit about it this morning on stage. I think you said cherishing people. It is this human interaction in a smallish
So wait a
store.
minute. So does that mean, because there is, I won't specify the store's names,
Sure.
although I already have, so maybe I'm referring, but there are some of those little convenience stores that are so cold. In instances, it seems to me that the person behind the desk,
Counter, yeah.
behind the cashier, is in a fearful mode. It's almost as though they're afraid of anybody who comes in. If you come in during the day, it's fine. Cops go in all the time. But in the middle of the night, it certainly is a place that has an aura of danger about it because of people who might find it convenient for other reasons. And so dealing with people in the convenience store that I know of, there is very much a removal, almost a coldness. Is there any way of overcoming that?
Oh, I think we have overcome it hugely. We've just partnered this summer with the Blue Campaign, which is all about human trafficking, and also the Safe Place organization, because at night we actually are one of the very few places that people in danger can come to.
Well, that's another whole subject that I commented on when I went on stage about how aware I was of the place that convenience stores, the role that convenience stores played in the hurricanes and in the floods. Absolutely, but
and that's,
spend a moment on
sure.
on the interchange between somebody who's working for the convenience store and somebody who wants to use its conveniences.
So our stores, many of our stores are small stores. They have small store teams. Maybe in a 24-hour period, 10 to 12 people work in that store on 3 different 8-hour shifts. Uh-huh. If that store isn't on a freeway, if it's in a neighborhood, 80% of the people that come into that store every day are the same people.
Right.
And it's the same people, the same 10 or 12 that are serving the same 1,000 people coming in. So there is this recognition
that is part of the community.
They're going to look up to see you and say, Captain, how are you today?
I understand that. It's the other 20% we're talking about. And should we be mentioning this?
Sure.
Are we okay to talk about this, or is this like a dirty
Well, no,
mystery?
it's all about perceptions. T.J. Hooker, there's bad guys that come out, and you got to solve that in 42 minutes.
So how do you solve the problem of a woman needing something immediately in the middle of the night, goes down to a convenience store that's open 24 hours a day,
Yep.
and having played a cop for 5 years and entered into that world for a long time, there are some bad guys out there who think of the convenience store as a beacon to make a quick grab. How do you solve the aura of making it safe for somebody who is innocent to go in?
Probably starting, Jeff, in the late 80s, NACS developed, originally it was a robbery deterrent toolkit to fight the actual facts that you're raising.
Well,
And
you used the word fight, so what do you mean by that?
By what I mean by that is to reduce the temptation, the exposure. How? Bright lights. Don't put signs in the window. If you want to promote Coca-Cola 2 liters for 99 cents, don't cover your windows with that.
Oh.
Because you want people who are coming by to see into the store, because then the bad guys they're not like you who like to be on stage. They don't like to be on stage when everybody can look into the stores. So bright lights, clean, a little bit like Giuliani in New York on his graffiti deal, is
broken windows.
You broken windows, dirty stores. You start cleaning things up. You start making it bright. You start making it a beacon of safety as opposed to a beacon of danger, and that has changed remarkably. Per customer, there are more robberies at banks than there are in convenience stores today, right? But it's a very much of a change of perspective and a change of involvement in the community. We have police, as you know, you played one. One of the big things we do and our members do in their operations is to invite the police to come in the middle of their shift at 2 a.m., have a cup of coffee, free coffee, drive by. And so the relationship in the community is how you do that. The second thing is the volume of business that we're doing now. Last year, Jeff, we did $600 billion.
It's unbelievable.
Right? More than the grocery store industry. When you can raise the sales volume of the store in every hour during the day, you have more people in the store. So that woman you referred to, she's not going down to an empty store. She's going down to a store where people are coming in and out of all the time. And that level of safety, of exposure has made our stores much, much safer. And as I said, a beacon actually in the middle of the night for safety.
Yeah, and it's also 2 o'clock in the morning. It's the old donut commercials, making the donuts. With the expansion of food service, people are making food. They're not just there.
Are you
collecting
making
money.
donuts at some?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that smell is what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
And that's the drive
when
towards
you sell
food.
a house, cook bread.
Yep.
I'll bring up one other because most of us, we work 5 a.m. to midnight, someplace in that, and then we go to sleep at night. There is a third shift in America that work, that graveyard shift is what we call it, that we are the only place open for them to come and get their donuts and
There's
coffee.
another place open. It's being in a series at a studio.
There you go.
About
Yes,
the hours.
exactly.
There you
Get up
go.
at 5 a.m. and you work well into
exactly.
the evening.
Exactly.
Wow. So wait a minute. That's you, the owner, 5 a.m. to 12.
Well, I'm talking about us.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
the
but you're not going to
execs
get
and-
somebody working behind the desk.
Oh no, not for that hour. I'm talking about
That's what he makes us work at Nax.
exactly.
Right. That's why. That's how you made your fortune, by hard work. I mean,
Just like you.
That's right.
That schedule you went through. My wife leaned over and said, "Man, that looks like your schedule yesterday in the Hunter Club.
That's right.
30-minute meetings,
right.
17 of them in a row."
Exactly. Hard work, which is an interesting comment on America, isn't it? It encapsulates the American dream.
And Canadian dream.
Well, Montreal and all those border cities are so, what is it, 1 degree above the border? They're Canadianized, but there's also a great deal of American influence there, as anybody who's lived in Canada knows that a lot of Canadians tune into the American stations and serviced by a lot of American stuff. So it is certainly Canadian and American ideals of hard work will garner you good things. It doesn't always work out that way.
That's right.
But in the most, it does, I think.
Well, also, you are in our business. You work for Priceline, and that's involved with finding the best price for a variety of items, including gas. So you're
So you
in
guys
our
are pumping
channel.
gas now.
We sell 82% of all the motor fuels in the United States.
And your prices are good?
Well, 82% of the people in the United States think they are.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I can't believe driving down Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles,
Right.
the discrepancy
Sure.
between gas prices.
Sure.
You could go 2 blocks and have almost $1 difference in the price of a gallon of gas. If you pump 20 gallons of gas, you could be saving $20 every time you fill up.
Right.
If you look at the price. And I've seen people drive into a station near my house. It is $1 more than a couple of blocks elsewhere. And I'm thinking, how could this company be making money on selling gasoline when that's a lot of money. If you fill up twice a week, if you drive a lot,
Right.
$40 a week
Yep.
times 50, you're saving $2,000 a year.
Well, it sounds like we had a very good discussion about the value of Priceline.
You're exactly right.
Isn't he
If you
good? He
looked up-
brings us back to that.
He brings us back. When I first joined Priceline, I got a lot of stock, and it was the dot-com bubble. Went up hundreds, maybe 1,000 times what I was given the stock for. Then it fell down to below the price of the 25 cents or whatever it was when the dot-com bubble burst. Everybody, because I was locked up and couldn't sell it when it was 1,000 times high. And when it reached whatever it was, 25 cents, 15 cents, the lowest of the dot-com bubble thing, I sold my stock like everybody else did. The thing I didn't totally comprehend, nor did anybody else that I know, was that Priceline really works. Priceline offers you and shows you on the app exactly what you're paying and where it might be better to go someplace else. They started, as you know, Priceline, to get into gasoline and hamburgers, by the way. Did you know they were into the food, convenient food stuff? And it just didn't work out. It should have worked out. They had a great plan that I was privy to, and they were going to go for it. In fact, I think I made some commercials apropos of it, but it never quite went, and I don't know why. But in any case, you're right. You're back to the Priceline model of where's the best deal? And gasoline has several apps of where is the best deal. I don't understand why people don't use it.
Well,
with that kind of saving.
It's a combination of price and convenience, and it just fits in there. And I think some of the stations you're also talking about where really it's difficult to give a perfect explanation because they're not convenience stores.
No, I tell you what
They
the
are
explanation
gas
is. I'll tell you what the explanation is. It's stupidity. Some stupid idiot is buying gas at $1 more than they should be paying. It hasn't got anything to do with convenience or meeting your buddies at a. It's absolute stupidity. Why are you paying more than you have to? Oh, well, I don't know. I didn't look at the price. I was talking to my girlfriend.
So those are the two big issues that we probably face in terms of talking to
stupidity
people.
And
more related to what is the safety level of stores, and also what is a fair price, a good price for products, whether it's gas or whatever. So having discussions like this is pretty good. But there also are all those other elements that we've talked about: the food, the charity, all those other things. You mind if I
we never mentioned charity.
Jeff wants us to get off of this, but I'm intrigued by it. We actually put the price, as you said.
It's in the headlines.
It's like bigger
and not only
than
that,
your name on the movie
it's like
marquee.
if you're coming this way, it's this way, and if you're coming the other way, it's that way. If you got if it's on a corner, it's four ways.
Pretty transparent.
And
so
in neon, you pass by gas, and
Exactly.
you could just see two stations with their gas. I mean, sometimes they're right across the street from each other, and there's a difference in price.
There's more transparency in pricing.
I don't understand
so it's
it.
Like, buyer beware.
But you guys know
here
it's
it is.
stupidity. Well, it's not stupidity. Yes, it is stupidity, but it's also unawareness, right? You have to make the customer aware that there is a variance in price in everything.
So you're violating the Prime Directive right now.
Yes, I'm interfering where I shouldn't be interfering at all.
Right.
Very good.
You're supposed to leave our simple civilizations
Without, why don't you guys have a campaign to eradicate the stupidity of the customer, and we can label it unawareness? You stupid people, you're unaware that there exists a place where you can get the same thing you would buy over there. Over here is much. My wife used to laugh at her mother in Indianapolis, who would drive miles to get a couple of pennies less a gallon, use up the
More
gasoline than to get the less.
Right.
So you're all nodding your head saying, yeah, that exists. I'm talking about $1. I've seen $1. That's worth going a couple of miles, let alone around the block.
we've done all we can.
You haven't.
We put signs all over the place.
Yeah, no, that's right, signs. You got to go beyond signs. You got to get skywriting or something. You got to do something large to say, we don't want to call you stupid, so we're going to call you uninformed.
Well, there's simple things we can do. We sell 46% of the bottled water in the country. You said stay hydrate. Water makes you smarter.
Wasn't that smart of me
simple
to say
things
hydrated?
like that. So we can make them more hydrated, sell them bottled water. They'll become more educated. They'll get to where they need to be. And then we have an entirely different civilization.
What do you think the
All the
business
time.
model for a C-store on the Enterprise would look like?
You're back at that.
I am. I have an
You're walking
expert
down
here.
the-
I have
the-
a guy that's gone throughout the galaxy.
You're walking down the corroded corridors
Yes.
of, where are we, in some ancient building in Chicago, and you're likening it to the gloss of Star.
It's
Okay,
when,
I'll go
the reactor was
right.
about ready to
Okay.
blow up, and I had to climb down, or
First
Scotty
question.
had to come
Did
down.
you have a cup holder?
A cup holder.
Did you have a cup
Yeah.
holder?
No, I never had a cup holder because all you had to do was hold your hand out, and that's it.
I thought that was Patrick Stewart with the replicator, right?
I
Earl
never-
Grey,
I
please.
I
and-
never watched the show.
Never.
I never watched.
Do you know he wore
those guys are
pantyhose?
great friends of mine now. Over the years we've connected, and I love them all. They're great.
Yeah.
I've never watched the show.
I heard he wears pantyhose on the outside of his clothes.
What?
He wears pantyhose on the outside of his
That
clothes.
was the damnedest thing. I was an endurance rider, and as an endurance rider, you put pantyhose on so you don't chafe. One time I didn't do it. I had blood in my boots. I took my boots out. I'd pour the blood out because of the chafing over a long period of time. And it isn't
That
really.
hurts just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, raspberries. So I really made it up. He hates. Patrick hates it when I tell that story. Not on the outside, Patrick. On the inside. Oh, right. All right. I didn't know what you meant, Bill. I thought it looked kind of nice, actually.
But no cup holders.
No, you don't need cup. You just hold your hand out like that.
And who would bring it?
Some lovely yeoman of some kind. Blonde hair. Well, that's old-fashioned. Women don't do that anymore. Nowadays, men do. And big, tough men. Here's your tea. Oh, thank you. Don't hit me. I'll spill tea on you if you... I'm going where no actor should go.
I've noticed that. I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm just letting you
Ramble
kind of go
on.
down that
I've
path.
had too much tea. No, but how if you put your hand out, somebody would say, "What do you want? What do you want? What would you like, Captain?" He would say, "Tea, please," and it would appear. There's no convenience store because everything is convenient in 300 years from now. The convenience stores don't exist. In 2037, I think it is, all convenience stores disappear because everything is convenient.
You divinate whatever
Right. So
you
in
want.
20
and
years, this is 17. In 20 years, no convenience stores. The convenience stores don't have a future.
It's kind of bleak.
It is.
So
No,
where
no,
are we
no.
going to get our propulsion pebbles to guide our?
It comes in on a hover
How's the hover get fuel?
from a convenience store.
Wait a minute.
This is very circular.
It is.
So we do have a future.
but I don't
propulsion.
disagree with
Wait a
you.
minute. Let me pursue that a little more.
All right.
A little more seriously.
Have we paid him yet?
Convenience.
I don't know.
Convenience is a changing thing. Okay? What was convenient in 1817 is different from convenient in 1917 to 2017, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you needed hay and feed
Right.
in one time. You needed oats and bicycle pumps in another.
Right.
And now you need whatever you're selling. And in 100 years,
You're going to need something else.
you're going to need something else, uranium. radioactive stuff. No, you'll need batteries. So
We're in that supply chain.
exactly. So what I really mean is not that convenience stores will disappear, but that convenience stores will change along with the changing tastes of humanity. You will stay abreast, excuse the word, of what people need and want, and let that be part of the store and part of the advertising. You tell us what you want, we will get it for you.
I just heard the voiceover for a really cool video.
Were you going to have them do a voiceover?
I don't do voiceovers. I do complete
Original
or
expression.
presentations, right?
That's right.
Before we go there, I just want to. You have a show that was on NBC last year called Better Late Than Never.
Yes. So we went to.
But first, there are 4 people on that show.
Yes.
3 of them have been speakers at the NAC show. Guess who hasn't spoken at the NAC show?
The tall, thin, young.
Not him.
He's spoken?
No. Terry Bradshaw, George Foreman, Henry Winkler, William Shatner.
Right.
One of them has not spoken at the NAC show.
George Foreman.
No, he did.
He did.
He did.
My
He
buddy
came
George,
out with boxing gloves on, and he
Exactly.
was going to beat down our chairman.
who was like a little 5-foot guy. Dan Abraham.
Did he speak, though? Did George
Absolutely.
speak?
Absolutely,
He was-
yeah.
You know, he's a great motivational speaker.
He's fantastic.
I saw him in.
He recommended you, actually.
So the other one was the guy, I guess, in one of those episodes that they do a lot of blurring when he ran across the screen. Terry Bradshaw also spoke at our show.
Was he dressed? He likes to go naked a lot.
That's
He
what
had
we-
pantyhose on, I think.
Yes, he did.
That morning.
Actually, in one of the sequences, he's wearing flesh-colored pantyhose.
So we
Not
just need
pantyhose.
we just need the fawns.
Briefs. What?
We just need the fawns on. That's all we need, and we got the all 4 of you.
If I telephone him right now, he'll be here. He's probably nearby, hovering, ready to take the gig.
So is the
Get
next
'em.
season filmed? I mean, can we
Second
visit
season,
convenience stores?
We were in Europe. We were in Spain for the Better Late Than Never. In Spain, Madrid, and Barcelona. We were in Lithuania, in Vilnius. We were in Sweden and Stockholm, and we were in Germany, in Berlin, and whatchamacallit, and in Morocco.
And every one of those cities has convenience stores, and you must have stopped at them. Or
And
you
all of them
should.
are actually NACS members in every one of those cities.
So there is an episode there. Bring the team back together
Let's do one of those. The future of convenience
before they go away.
before they go away.
No, as
Exactly.
we established, they're not going away. But as they change gradually, see, what I need, for example, I used to need shorts. Something convenient. Now I need aspirin. Now I need something to take away the ache.
We have that.
We have that. We have
I
lots of
know you do. I know. I'm saying it's convenient for me to go. Yeah, they would all. But George Foreman, I saw
He's great.
give a motivational speech to a group of young boxers in Morocco who didn't speak English, so they were interpreting for him. It was great. It was fantastic, actually, because he's monolithic, really, in many ways.
Oh, yeah.
He's gigantic, and he's wise. He's like Buddha.
He's gentle for a big guy. I got
in the
talk
ring with him.
him.
Did I tell you I got in the ring with him?
No.
I boxed him.
Yeah, we saw that.
He knocked
didn't
me
see-
out.
Did he? Yeah. That's the problem.
I get
that
this
explains
ringing
a
in
lot,
my ears every
actually.
so often. Just this thunderous noise in my head. I'm so sorry.
We have aspirin if you need that.
And water.
Oh, thank God, my headache's gone.
See, thank you, convenience store. So yeah, one of the things we talked about is you're known for vocal delivery. It helps that we're on a podcast. And so one of the things is we have
Who's his audience? Who's the audience of this podcast?
The world.
it's the world.
The
It's the
galaxy.
world and beyond.
Yes, but who really? Who's gonna
largely
listen to a knack?
countries.
Who's gonna
80
listen to
countries.
a-
80
Who's
countries.
going to listen to a knack podcast?
People from 80 different countries.
How many people are listening?
Thousands.
Thousands.
Not millions. We're not the Kardashians.
We're not the Kardashians. Thousands. And
Nor should
But
we
if
be.
I were to say Hollywood Charity Horse Show, go to horseshow.org for a charitable contribution, would 10 people hear me?
well, a lot of people hear you.
If I
Not
said
sure-
horseshow.org?
Say it slower.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Maybe
I said
spell it?
horseshow.org, 1,000 people would hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then
Let's say it
they
again.
should go to horseshow.org and
There you go.
see about a wonderful charitable thing that I run.
Which is important to convenience stores, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
We're very charitable.
You guys are into charity.
That's you,
15 million. You saw that.
Well,
You
that was
even said that.
contributions for the flood victims. Do you have a program of
The Knox Foundation. We
and
sponsor
what do you do?
Scholarships. So we handed out $50,000 worth of scholarships for employees.
$50,000
We
is a
have-
negligible sum. That's a terrible thing. You should be doing more. I mean, you got what? How many hundreds stores? How many hundreds of stores?
155,000.
No. You have 600.
155,000.
stores.
in
What?
the 155,000
Stores,
stores.
and you gave $50,000 for scholarship.
Well, the
you
stores
guys,
did.
come on.
The stores
You
did.
got to extend yourself.
We got to charge $2 a gallon more to do that.
No,
right.
you don't have to do that. Just take a nibble off your profit and give more to scholarship. Education. People who are educated know that they should go to a convenience store and get less money. It's people who don't have an education are thinking, well, I'll just pay. They don't have to. You have to educate them.
Okay, here's a different number.
Improve the scholarship amount.
We-
Well,
we
$1
look-
million since we started in scholarships. How's that?
That's good.
And
Okay, I'll go along.
That's the difference between the snapshot and the movie. The snapshot was 50. The movie is $1 million over the period of time that
that's
the
a
foundation.
and we'll,
tortured simile there.
we'll throw 3 more zeros on that. In a given year, our industry gives $1,990,000,000.
Now you're talking my kind of money.
There you go. That could do something, couldn't it?
That could do a lot of good.
Didn't
Well,
we
we
have we thought actually something about horses in convenience stores, didn't we? A few years ago, ponies.
Well, why couldn't you have a
Sight
convenience store
assisted.
Yes.
in
Assisted
a
animal
equine community? Why wouldn't that work?
We
And you'd
actually
sell
have
feed
places
and-
where
and-
we have tie-ups outside the stores for horses.
Well, that's fantastic. And then you would have at that particular store some
Horse
feed.
Horsefeed.com. What's it called?
Horseshow.org.
.org.
Horseshow.org.
Got it.
No, what is horseshow.feed? It's horseshow.org to go to. But you would, at that convenience stores, you would have horse feed, right?
Horse feed outside.
Right. Big bags, 50-pound bags.
What would we? Well, carrots
And-
probably. We're
Carrots?
like impulse treats.
No.
And garbage cans.
No, here's my
because
point.
Garbage
spent
cans
fuel.
full of-
Spent fuel.
Yes, shovels
Spent
too.
fuel?
Right.
Like
Used
radioactive
hay.
fuel
Used
that was
hay.
going to Nevada?
So just
Nuclear. That's what you said. Uranium
Yes, spent
in the
fuel.
future.
Listen, here's my point. Convenience stores carry the convenience of the community.
Right.
A community store in an equine community would have different things than one in downtown Los Angeles.
Next year, ideas to go. Let's find a convenience store that is in an equine community, and we have some in Wyoming, rural deal. Let's get this guy to come, be part of ideas to go, and pitch horse.
feed.
No, horsefeed.
Horse shit?
Horseshit.org. It's
Horseshow.org.
Okay. And,
brilliant idea,
okay.
though. Ideas
okay.
to go.
And bring the Fonz, bring Foreman, and bring some clothes for Bradshaw.
And then you'd need some money for tuition. Some of them need to be taught manners. We did. So that'll be on in a couple episodes. I understand will be on in middle of December, and then the season. I think we did 8 to 10 hours of this wonderful show that's hysterically funny.
Okay. Well, we may have some settings for you in the future because we need to look at
That's
recreating ourselves in another 20 years.
Well, you are. Well, but you're recreating yourself all the time, and that's a huge message that should get out there. It isn't just a static thing. A convenience store is convenient to the changing of the tastes of the population that it serves, and if they're not, they'll go out of business very soon.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know a better way to end it than that. So we really appreciate your time on this.
I have more time.
This be fun.
Oh,
You have
okay.
something to-
We got more time.
No, my airplane leaves, and I'm not doing anything. I am. I'm very busy. I have to go.
Okay. False
And those-
ending, real ending.
And those 2,000 people that are listening,
Yes.
goodbye.
Horse.
Show.org.
You almost said it.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to Convenience Matters.
You've been listening to Convenience Matters, brought to you by Nax. For more information, go to naxonline.com.